The MCP Master Income Trust was established and listed on the ASX on the 9th of October last year. We raised a bit over $500 million. And the reason for doing that was we decided that it was important to give Australian investors, both retail and institutional investors, access to the attractive returns associated with direct lending in a private side market. We think the asset class provides for stability of capital and attractive cash income returns for investors. And the reason we listed it on the exchange was to give people the ability to trade in a liquid format on the exchange. So the loans that we invest in might be, say, for 3 or 5 years. They're less liquid. And so we needed to create a mechanism where investors could get exposure to the underlying asset class, but in a liquid format. It's performed very well. You know, we went to market. It was the first ASX listed credit fund that was available for investors to get exposure to the domestic corporate loan market. You remember in Australia, there's no significant corporate bond market. It's a heavily regulated, bank-dominated market, and so most investors don't get exposure to the kinds of assets to the companies that we lend to. And so what we found is that we went to the market unsure how much capital we'd raise, and we were fortunate that we had good market support, and we raised in excess of $500 million. And that meant that when we were able to list it on the exchange, the total cost payable by the investors was at the lowest end of the expected fee scale. I think from our perspective, we've been pleased with the market support and the interest in what we've delivered to the market, and as a result of that, we've had strong support, and we see the opportunity to raise additional capital. So we're seeking to raise around $300 million via an entitlement offer to existing unit holders. We have a capacity to offer new units to new incoming investors, and I think the appeal for people is that we're offering a stable, predictable exposure to an asset class that has a low risk of capital loss and an attractive return. You know, 475 basis points or 4.75% net with income paid monthly in the form of monthly distributions is what we've delivered since we first listed on the exchange, and we see the opportunity to invest the capital and drive that same risk and return outcome for our investors.